It was a sunny afternoon at the neighborhood park. Birds were chirping, kids were running around laughing, and the smell of fresh grass filled the air. Among the children was a small boy named Ethan, clutching his favorite toy, a shiny red fire truck. He never let it out of his hands, not even for a second. Suddenly, a quiet little voice spoke up. A girl, no older than 5, stood by the sandbox, her eyes wide as she looked at Ethan's fire truck. She didn't ask boldly or demand. She simply whispered, almost shyly, "Can I play with your truck?" For a moment, Ethan froze. This was his most precious toy, but something inside him stirred. And when he finally handed it to her, none of them could have imagined the magic that was about to happen. Before we jump into this story, make sure to subscribe to Kindness Story Hub, hit the like button, and leave a comment sharing your own story of kindness. Every act, big or small, can change someone's day and maybe even their life. Ethan was 7 years old, a quiet and thoughtful child. His fire truck was more than just a toy, it was his companion for adventures, rescues, and heroic missions that only he could imagine. That Saturday, as he walked toward the sandbox, he noticed the little girl sitting alone, digging in the sand with her tiny hands. She looked tired and lonely, and her worn shoes told a story of a childhood far different from his own. Her timid request surprised him. "Can I play with your truck?" Ethan hesitated. He loved this toy more than anything. But when he saw the hopeful look in her eyes, he felt a strange pull in his heart. Without a word, he held out the fire truck. "Here," he said softly. The little girl's face lit up instantly. Her eyes sparkled with joy as she held the truck as if it were a treasure. For Ethan, the first reaction was a flutter of nervousness. What if she broke it? But that feeling quickly faded as he watched her smile, and something inside him shifted. A warmth spread through his chest, a happiness he had never expected to feel from giving something away. Lily, as she introduced herself, immediately invited Ethan to play with her. "Let's save the puppy stuck in the sand," she exclaimed, pointing to a small toy puppy she had brought. Ethan's eyes widened, and he nodded. Together, they dove into an imaginary world. They rescued the puppy, raced through invisible fires, and even staged daring rescues from make-believe disasters. Their laughter filled the park, and passers-by couldn't help but smile at the joy radiating from these two children. It was more than just play, it was a lesson in kindness and connection. Ethan realized that giving his toy didn't mean losing it. Instead, it had created a shared moment of pure happiness. For Lily, it was a gift of trust and generosity. For Ethan, it was a glimpse of a feeling he had never known before, the magic that comes from being kind. Nearby, a woman sitting on a bench watched the scene unfold. She had come to the park with her baby, but the moment Ethan handed over his fire truck and the two children began to play, she couldn't look away. She later told Ethan's mom that seeing such pure, simple kindness was rare and beautiful, a reminder that even small acts can leave lasting impressions. Hours passed like minutes. Ethan and Lily built stories, shared laughs, and created memories that would stay with them forever. But eventually, it was time to go. Ethan's mom called him over, and he felt a tug of sadness at leaving Lily behind. She hugged him tightly, whispered thank you, and for the first time, Ethan truly understood that kindness is never one-sided. It changes everyone involved. The next day at school, Ethan noticed something new within himself. He looked at his classmates differently. He began to notice those who were shy, quiet, or left out. He remembered Lily's hopeful eyes and the happiness he had felt giving her his fire truck. That spark of kindness inspired him to act, even in small ways. He shared his crayons, helped a friend with their homework, and offered his snack to a student who had forgotten theirs. Each small act brought a smile, a thank you, or a spark of joy, not just to others, but to him as well. Weeks later, his teacher announced a class project, Kindness in Action. Students were encouraged to share a story about a time they had helped someone. Ethan stood up nervously but soon found his voice. He told the story of Lily and the fire truck, of how sharing a small toy had created an unforgettable experience, and how one simple act of kindness could ripple outward to touch so many lives. The classroom was quiet for a moment. Then, one by one, his classmates clapped. But more than the applause, Ethan felt something deeper and understanding in their eyes, a recognition that kindness is powerful, contagious, and life-changing. Over time, Ethan and Lily continued to meet at the park. Their friendship grew, built on shared laughter, trust, and simple acts of generosity. They began including other children in their games, creating a circle of kindness that spread farther than either of them could have imagined. Their small acts, sharing toys, helping friends, offering smiles, created a community of warmth and care, all born from a single moment of courage and generosity. The lesson Ethan learned that day is one that all of us can carry. Kindness doesn't have to be grand or expensive. It doesn't need to make headlines. Sometimes, it's as simple as offering a toy, lending a hand, or noticing someone who feels left out. These small gestures can create magic that touches hearts, builds friendships, and inspires others to act in kindness. In a world that often feels rushed and self-focused, Ethan and Lily's story reminds us of something timeless. Love, compassion, and generosity are what truly connect us. They transcend age, background, and circumstance. And the more we practice them, the more we create moments of magic in our everyday lives. So, the next time you see someone in need, remember Ethan and his little red fire truck. Remember Lily and her bright, hopeful smile. Remember that even the smallest act of kindness can spark joy, build connection, and create ripples that reach far beyond what you can see. Conclusion: Ethan discovered that day that kindness isn't just about giving, it's about sharing, connecting, and creating joy. A simple toy, a gentle smile, or a moment of attention can change someone's day, and even their life. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, carries power. It can inspire others, create friendships, and remind us all of what truly matters. Like Ethan, you have the ability to start your own ripple of magic, simply by caring, sharing, and being present. So today, be brave enough to share a little of yourself. Offer your help, your smile, or your time. Watch how your kindness spreads, lighting up the world around you, one magical moment at a time. Because real magic isn't in what we keep, it's in what we give.